You think you're in control of your thoughts? Think again. We're going to dive into the surprising truth about who's really steering your mind. Now, what do I mean by that? Your mind is being programmed by outside forces all the time, whether you know it or not. Now, one of the biggest ones, I mean, we know that we can be controlled or not controlled, but we can be steered around by hypnosis, but there's a lot of other ways it's being done. There's three major sources that are doing it on a daily basis. Number one is what they call passive exposure. What is passive exposure? It's repeating images, phrases, or messages from the media or from social media. So you get it a lot on television, the computer, the radio, all over the place. When you're watching these endless streams of social media, shorts especially. Matter of fact, this morning while I was getting ready for this, I got sucked into watching shorts probably 3 times. Once for about 20 minutes, and then another 10 minutes. And Raluca comes and hits me, "Hey, shouldn't you be preparing for this show coming up?" But you get sucked right into them. Now, what happens is when you start doing it, okay, you're focusing on the shorts. Your mind is wide open. And as it gets opened, other thoughts come in. So you're being programmed by all these other things that you think of. It's reminding you of this, reminding you of that, just random thoughts that pop into your head. So you want to be careful about that, because your mind, I guess you could say, is like a sponge. It's continually soaking up everything around it. So you're trying to soak up a spill, but a certain thing, but other things around it, if there's different colored waters or whatever, it's all going to get soaked up in there. So you have to be careful. How can you control it? One of the main ways is by just becoming aware. You can choose to focus on what you're actually doing, one thing at a time. Now, the second part is emotional conversations. That's any emotionally charged statement that goes straight past logic and into the subconscious mind. How does that happen? Well, when you're really happy, when you're really angry, or overwhelmed. Those moments when you're going through that, everything around you seems to reinforce the emotions. You're in I guess you could say, a heightened emotional state. And when you're in that state, your subconscious, your inner mind, becomes much more receptive. When you're very angry or upset or scared, you get that fight or flight. The rear brain kicks in, and the fight or flight, where you need to, either react quickly, fight back, I guess respond would be the best way. And you're more likely at that time to accept whatever suggestions are being put out. It's kind of like a guard protecting a castle, okay? So he's standing in the front door, those big castle doors, and they're open. So he's standing there, but he might be trying to stop one person if there's a bunch of people attacking, but others can also move in. So when that door is open, who knows what's coming in? The doors of your mind, what other thoughts are coming in? And they can have a lasting impression on you. Give you an example. My best one is the pharmacies, okay? When you see these pharmaceutical commercials on television, they give you these symptoms that I guess anyone could relate to. Do you wake up in the morning tired? Do you wake up and you open your eyes? Then you have this problem. And this can cause this and cause that and cause rash and cause vomiting and cause death and all this. So they're giving you this long list, after they say, can you have something that everybody has? They give you this long list of symptoms, okay, and the need for this medication. Think of that. They create a problem and they conveniently have the solution right there. So do you have this, that, this? Well, this will help. And then as an association, call your doctor, the person a lot of people, not everyone, but a lot of people seem to trust. Call your doctor or medical practitioner or a mental health person, whatever, to take care of you. So that's one way. Another thing is watching a scary movie. The emotions after watching a scary movie can, you know, it can cause all kinds of thoughts. You watch a scary movie on the television. What do you do afterwards? Instead of, let's say you're going to go out and have fun with your friends, you say, no, I'm going to stay home now. I'm scared. And you go, you lock your front door and you lock all the windows, and out front of the front door you move the refrigerator over, or maybe not something that big, but you're scared and you're thinking all these things can happen to you. That's just the side effect. Matter of fact, one day Raluca and I went to the movies, and there's a movie theater in Saco over here, not too very far. And you've probably seen some of these theaters that have maybe 6 or 7 different movies going on at the same time, all different kinds. If you've ever sat there and watched people coming out of the movie, it's pretty interesting to see. People coming out of scary movies, okay, they go to the movies with their friends, they come out and they're all holding each other's arms and they're walking closely together and they're looking around, and one person scares the other and they all jump and scream. You can see them right on edge. Now, it's like they actually lived that movie. Then you see people coming out of a romantic movie, and they're holding hands and arms around each other and cuddling and the head on the shoulder. So it's totally different. Someone coming out of an action and adventure, one of these movies where it's all guns and shooting and all that, and the young kids are coming out, they're jumping, running around their parents and making them believe they're shooting at each other. You see what's going on? All these thoughts went in, and it's making them act totally different than they would normally have been acting. A comedy, they're coming out laughing their heads off. Now look at the difference between a comedy, how they're all happy and jumping and laughing, and the horror movie, where they're looking around and they're probably scared of the people that are actively jumping. All right. Another one is fear of the news. Oftentimes, the emotion from watching the news can shape your decisions and even create limiting beliefs of what you can do, holding you back. So, Social Security. People are afraid Social Security is going to be affected. So everyone who's on Social Security is making plans. They're maybe tightening the belt, cutting bills, and what if it gets this, or what if that happens? And usually the things that come out in the news are sensationalized. They're not real. Most of the news isn't what's actually going on, because if it was, it'd be boring and nobody would watch it. The news has to be exciting. They have to create a twist. I guess you could say create a problem so they can give a solution, like I mentioned earlier. So just from watching this, again, it will affect, or can very much affect, the way you're living your life. So, that's just 2 of them. I was going to jump over and tell you how to overcome it, but we're going to go to the third one, which is your self-talk, what we call self-talk repetition. What you say to yourself, or even think to yourself in moments of vulnerability, for instance, it becomes the script that your mind plays and replays over and over. Things like, I'm not good at this. I always mess up. I just can't do it. Think of that. When you start saying that, I'm not good at this. I'm not good at this. Somebody says, hey, you want to try that? Oh, I'm not good at this. Think about the programming you're doing. Anything that you keep on repeating over and over and over becomes pretty much your belief system, becomes the way you live, becomes the new you. Look at it as your mind is kind of like a garden, okay? I love doing gardening. I've got a huge one out there you wouldn't believe, okay? But your mind is kind of like a garden. What seeds are you planting? Whatever seeds you plant is what you get, okay? Even though I really like tomatoes, if I stop planting radish seeds, I'm going to get radishes and not tomatoes. If I stop planting, I was going to say cucumber seeds, because I don't like pickles. But if I was going to plant cucumber seeds, I get cucumbers, even though I really want a tomato. So when you're planting these seeds of fear because of things that you're saying to yourself over and over, or of doubt, or of like, I always mess up, I just can't get things right, that's what's going to grow. That's going to be the new you. So how can you stop this? Again, like I said earlier, recognition. You need to recognize when you're not the one driving. Okay, when you're not in the driver's seat, someone else is in the driver's seat. Maybe the false thoughts that you're giving yourself and repeating, maybe the media, whatever it is, you need to realize who's in the driver's seat and you need to get into the driver's seat. So you can, how do you call that? Flip the script. Okay. And you can watch your self talk by, repeating affirmations, saying, thinking of positive things, or programming your subconscious mind with self hypnosis, for instance. So, if you really want to flip the script, we actually have some great self-sabotage script manuals that you can use. If you go to the description below this video, it talks about some of the products we have that can help you. And one of the main ones is the Self-Sabotage Solutions Hypnosis, Meditation, and Affirmation Script Manual. I mean, that has scripts for pretty much any kind of sabotaging things that you're doing to yourself to be able to help you. And we have a second one in there. It's a smaller one of our yellow books. Yellow books are our script manuals with 10 scripts on one topic, number 46, and it's called the Self-Sabotage Solution Hypnosis Script. So both of those are excellent choices. So if you'd like to flip the script, this is your chance.